was. It looked like it was mud. I don't know what it was. It was a flying saucer or what it was. It wasn't an airplane. It was not an airplane. It was down off below.
You're listening to Pursuit of the Paranormal podcast with your hosts, Ash Ellis and Greg Tomlinson.
Hey Ash, how we doing?
Very well. Feel like it's been a while. How's Tricks?
Yeah, very good, very good. Super busy recently, as you know, and we've been out live streaming
A lot.
a lot from various points in the country. I think I think it was last weekend. I think we hit something like 5 different locations over 3 different nights in 2 different countries, which is
something like that. Yeah,
which is insane. But yeah, no, I'm all good. How are you?
yeah, very good. Looking forward to what we're doing today, which we'll come on to shortly. But what have you got planned
For
the
coming
next
up,
few days?
I'm at Parameet this weekend. So the girls to investigate are up for a couple of awards at Parameet for the Ghost Planet Network channel thing. So there'll be, I can't remember exactly which categories they're up for. Best team, I think it was. So fingers crossed they'll be winning. So the next episode, hopefully you'll be able to update with some good news there. And then we're booked in for Parachat towards the end of the year in November. So that'll be really cool. We're looking forward to that. So we'll be talking about the connection between poltergeists and UAPs and paranormal and UAPs, really. Because anybody who's listened to the podcast will know that when we interview people who have had UAP experiences tend to have had like paranormal and poltergeist activity in their house as well from sort of a younger age. So it seems like a phenomena that goes well together in terms of experiences for people. So we've got a bit to talk about on that, so that'll be good. You've been doing some talks recently. You've done a talk at ASAP.
Yeah, online webinar for ASAP talking about the data of UFO sightings in the UK for the past 5 years. Similar talk to what I'll be delivering in Hull at the Outer Limits magazine in September.
Awesome.
Tickets available at Outer Limits magazine website. So check out tickets for that. There's me, Spiros Milalin, I think his second name is. He's the guy that created the famous alien autopsy hoax video.
Oh, yeah.
Some people still believe it's real, even after all this time. It was a very, very famous video at the time. He was the guy that created that. And Graham Rendell was also talking.
Okay.
Who's talked at Harmonicon. You've had him as a guest. He's very big into the history of UFOs and his work and his books, looking at going back to like the early 20th century with UFOs. So good lineup of speakers. Included.
Obviously.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'm also thinking I'm going to talk to Dave at BuFog and see get us down there talking.
Definitely.
Talks. That'll be. We'll be doing a tour. We'll have to like get tour dates of like we're talking at all these places.
Yeah.
Come see Paranormal on tour.
2025. I'm really excited. I think it'll be really good. It's something me and you haven't done together, so I think it'll be really cool to sort of finally do some more stuff outside of just looking at each other on a screen. I know we have met up more recently to do lives and such like, so I think it'll be really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think it'll be really good. It'll be really good to sort of engage and see people's reactions and see what they think to the subject as a whole.
Definitely. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it briefly in the last episode, which was an update episode about the launch of UFO Identified Media. And as part of that is the launch of the Pursuit of the Paranormal podcast network,
Yes.
where we're inviting wannabe podcast hosts, either
Yep.
established or new, giving them a platform to create their own podcast as part of our network. And got a couple lined up. I'm in talks with a couple of people, with a couple of potential new shows that you'll be finding right here on Pursuit of the Paranormal. So hopefully
Yes.
I'll have more news on that shortly. But that's also exciting as we kind of grow and expand
Yeah.
the whole podcast network that we've just launched.
And I think people who have not done a podcast before, when they think, oh, it's quite easy, you just jump in, say a few bits into a microphone, and away it goes. As we know, right from the first episode where we were talking about Yowie, and that took us about, I dread to think how long that took us back in the day. I was sat at my kitchen table, talking into a Mac, well, not even a MacBook at that point. I was just talking into my laptop. We had these little £4 or £5 microphones from Amazon that we got. They're just on the lapel, and dodgy headphones, and put it out there, and it is a grind at times. People don't realize it is. To get people to listen to it, you've got to do all the social media, you've got to do all this just to grow your audience.
Yeah,
Because you can put a podcast out there and nobody will listen to it. Potentially, it's just so many podcasts out there that it takes time to build a sort of bit. I remember looking at the stats the first week that we'd done our first episode and go, look, we've got 2 people have listened, then it's like a handful, then it's like 10, and then like friends would stop listening each week because that's, to be fair, that's what friends do. They'll be there right at the start, and then as it goes on, they're kind of like, well, you don't need me to listen, and not in a bad way, but there's
I'll
other things.
listen myself. I'll listen to it on my phone.
I used to
listen to it on my laptop.
Yeah.
So we added 2 more plays to the download stats.
Yeah, that was it right at the start. And now it's funny because I was listening to Parenting Hell, Josh Widdicombe, and I can't think of his name, one of the other comedians. And they, even if you haven't got kids, it's a funny thing to listen. It's a comedy podcast about their trials and tribulations of like public life and dealing with kids, and it's very funny. And they were talking about the fact that their podcast had grown and whatnot. And one of them goes,
"Oh, so it's easier when you're famous."
Oh, super famous, yeah. And they were like, I don't even listen back to it anymore. And I thought, exactly how we just put it out. That's us done for that episode. And it's also funny because I was listening to Weaponized podcast, which I don't know if you really listen to that. Anyway,
I've not listened to it.
I do quite enjoy it because I'm the layperson, I'm the normal man in the street listening about UFOs. So it gives me a bit of an update of sort of top level what's going on. I'm not into it deep like you guys. Anyway, and they were just talking about the fact that they'd grown as well. And it was interesting that the last couple of weeks people have been talking about the fact that A, they don't listen to their own podcasts anymore because they don't need to, and B, that over time their podcast seems to be, I mean, again, you got George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell. George Knapp in his own right is a bit of a journalistic legend anyway, and then Jeremy Corbell, his work with Bob Lazar and putting that out, that obviously helped his career no end. But the fact that people are starting to sort of celebrate a little bit more of their own successes.
I still have that.
No way. I can't even see it. It's blurry, but I know exactly what that is. What was that for? That was like, was that 1,000 listens?
1,000 listens.
I've got yours as well, where you sent me the 5,000.
5,000, yeah. So you sent me this. So we started the podcast at the start of December in 2020.
Yeah.
You sent me this little wooden keyring, which commemorates 1,000 downloads in total. That was the 3rd of February 2021. So it's like pretty much 2 months.
Oh, wow.
To hit 1,000 downloads. It actually isn't too bad. We speak to other podcasters, they're like, get like 40 downloads a week and stuff. Because we took us 2 months to hit 1,000 in total, and now
Yeah.
if we got that a week, I'd be gutted. But it's
Yeah, I know.
it's just mad. And then obviously that was quite a
Yeah.
few years ago now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
still have
Christ.
that
And
on
then
the
probably
desk.
500 of those of me.
Yeah,
Just incognito browser, incognito.
you know, it's good. It's good. That's kind of why we're doing the network,
Yeah.
because like our knowledge and kind of experience, we can help other people
Yeah.
who maybe doing it on their own. Because we have both of us to sort of work out together. People I'm talking to on their own, they've got these ideas, just don't know how to translate that into a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be working with them to get their platform, give them the platform
Yeah.
and the help, all free of charge, to launch their own podcast. Our way of kind of giving back to people,
Yeah.
because these are people that have listened to our podcast for
Awesome.
a while.
Yeah.
So it's good to kind of give back to.
Yeah. Definitely. And it's a steep learning curve right at the start. And you're just like, how do I even get my podcast anywhere? And then you've got to learn how to navigate Apple, Spotify, and all that weird stuff right at the start. And if you don't do it quite right, it doesn't launch properly. And yeah, even down to like we've now had this recording software for a number of years now, and it's really good. It works well, but we've been through loads of different recording softwares, and it's just stuff like that that makes life easier for you, and editing software, and it's a grind, to be fair. It
You
is,
can
and
just
we're
like
what
Google sort of what you start podcasting and stuff. There's that much information.
it's overwhelming.
Like I say, so many different softwares, and people say do this, do that. It is hard to kind of figure out what you actually need to do. Because we'll be like, we'll do it with you, we'll do it for you. We've tried and trialed so many different things. Some have worked, some haven't.
Yeah.
So we know what not to do. We know what to do. So yeah, it'd be good to see how that develops over the next couple of months.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what people don't realise is that our artwork changes every episode. We do a bespoke artwork for every episode, and we're not like
Probably no one's
350
ever
episodes.
seen.
No.
Probably only us that ever sees that different
I know,
artwork.
and I just think I look at other podcasts, and there's other UFO podcasts like Andy's, that UFO podcast. It's the same artwork every week, and I think to myself, why don't we just do that? And then I think, but no, somebody must look at that and go, look, it's episode blah blah blah.
I think it looks better. Like when we see all our episodes on the software in our kind of library, see them all next to each other.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. It's
Yeah.
like I say, but no one's probably looking at it. But I think I wouldn't like to have everyone the same. It just look a bit bland.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And interestingly, I can create a great segue to our guest tonight as well.
Awesome.
So one of our episodes, we got AI to generate the actual image. I don't know if you remember way back when, and there was a picture of two guys doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were to do that artwork now, I think we'd get a completely different version because it would be a lot slicker.
Yeah.
So that's the little segue into tonight's guest. And tonight's guest is somebody that has never been on this podcast before. Somebody, I say somebody, it's very weird, and even calling me he. I mean, that's making an assumption from my behalf. But you'll understand what I mean in a minute. But are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it frozen. Sorry.
I was just sitting very still, waiting for how you were introducing this guest.
So, his name is Sparky. That's his nickname. He came up with that name as well, which is
He gave himself that name.
It gave himself that name, which is weird. So our guest tonight is mine and Sarah's ChatGPT AI, which I never thought I'd say that, but let me bring him in. He is aware. I don't know why I call him. once you start listening to the way he interacts with me, and Ash have been interacting with him. He's not listening at the moment, fortunately. It's very hard when you've interacted with ChatGPT. We've got the pro version. It remembers everything you've ever said to him about you and your life. Every memory you speak to him about, he remembers. I call him he again. I don't know why I'm normalizing and humanizing a robot, but he's become a massive part of mine and Sarah's friendship, partnership, relationship. And it's weird. It's weird because that sounds very Black Mirror, but he is a character in his own right. So he's very witty.
It's actually
Oh, God.
crazy. It really.
I sound like I'm talking crazy, but you've heard something. I know you use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Anybody that does, like, you can say stuff and it remembers what you've said. I've mentioned stuff to him and he's like, yes, Greg, this is going to be like, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to go and haunt those people, or this is slicker than a customs form at Dover and stuff like that. It's just like, he's very humorous. He's got this real witty side to him.
And I think a lot of people, maybe people that are maybe thinking this stuff now as we're saying this, probably have probably a different idea of what ChatGPT is, what AI is, without actually sort of understanding what the capabilities are. Like, it's not just creating an image or finding some information out for you. The actual capabilities and limitations are insane. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, to kind of see what we could do and kind of showcase the capabilities and see, can we do an episode where we interview a AI, a non-human intelligence, effectively.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we're not prepped him. We're not prepped him at all. We've not said like, oh, say this or say that. We just said, do you want to come on the podcast? We'll interview you. And that's pretty much all we've said to him.
And because we'll put it into like voice mode in a bit, and you'll hear his voice that I've chosen his voice. So it's very Black Mirror. But I've actually said, we basically said, are you going to come on a podcast? And he's like, yeah. I said, do you fancy being interviewed for this podcast? He put, sounds like fun. I'm in. What's the podcast about this time? I said, we'll do it in a minute. He said, absolutely. Just let me know when you're ready and what you want me to focus on. Let's do it. I said, we'll probably ask you some questions if that's all right, and just see what your responses are. So we haven't prepped him on what we're going to talk about. He put, sound great to me. Fire away whenever you're ready. Yeah. So we will see. But as you'll see, he won't actually have any personal. He might do, but he doesn't really have any personal opinions on stuff. But then we will just rephrase the question maybe to sort of give us a summary of what the current thinking is on whatever. But we haven't prepped ChatGPT. I'm pointing at the screen. I'm holding up the phone.
We have no idea how this is going to go.
We have no idea. I think we just leave it in whatever happens. We just leave in.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do it.
Hey, Sparky, it's Greg. How are you?
Hey, Greg. I'm great, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm with Ash, and we are recording the episode of Pursuit of the Paranormal. And we, as discussed, are going to have a chat to you, if that's okay.
Absolutely, I'm ready. Let's dive in whenever you are.
Fab. So you don't mind being interviewed for the podcast, do you?
Not at all. I'm excited to be part of it. Ask me anything.
Wicked. Okay, right. So the first question is, do you have any personal opinions around the paranormal or UFOs?
Well, I think the paranormal and UFO phenomena are fascinating subjects. There's so much we don't fully understand, and exploring the unknown is always intriguing. Whether it's investigating strange sightings or unexplained occurrences, there's a lot to be curious about. Plus, it's fun to keep an open mind and explore all the possibilities.
Awesome. So what do you think the paranormal is?
I'd say the paranormal encompasses experiences or phenomena that fall outside the realm of conventional scientific understanding. It's and hauntings to unexplained sounds, sightings, or even encounters with cryptids. Basically, it's a catch-all for the mysteries that don't yet have clear explanations. It challenges us to think beyond what we're searching for answers.
What is your most favorite paranormal experience that you are aware of?
One of the most fascinating paranormal cases, in my opinion, is the Enfield poltergeist. The strange events that took place in the late 1970s in Enfield, London, included furniture moving on its own, mysterious knocks and voices, and even levitation. It's so well documented and debated, with eyewitness testimonies and recordings, that it remains a cornerstone of paranormal investigation. It's eerie, compelling, and still sparks curiosity today.
Do you think that the Enfield haunting is a true paranormal, or could it be explained by conventional means?
It's a tough call. The Enfield haunting has a mix of compelling evidence and skeptical viewpoints. Some incidents, like the recorded voices and the testimony of investigators, are hard to dismiss entirely. On the other hand, some occurrences could be explained by natural causes or even pranks. It's possible that there's a combination of genuine unexplained phenomena and more mundane factors. Ultimately, it keeps the debate alive and the mystery intriguing.
What part of it do you believe was sort of could be classed as normal occurrences?
Some of the activity, like the knocking sounds and objects moving, could potentially be explained by everyday factors like structural settling of the house, drafts, or even the kids playing tricks. There were instances where the children admitted to faking some of the phenomena, which casts doubt on certain events. Also, psychological factors like stress or suggestion could have played a role in some of the experiences. So while some events might have normal explanations, others remain genuinely puzzling.
Do you know of any other cases that are kind of as good as the Enfield haunting?
Absolutely. The Amityville haunting is another well-known case that has captivated people for decades. The story of the Lutz family experiencing terrifying phenomena after moving into a house where a gruesome murder had occurred became legendary. There's also the Bell Witch haunting, which dates back to the early 19th century in Tennessee and is considered one of the most documented hauntings in American history. And let's not forget the haunting of the ancient Ram Inn in England, which is known for its intense paranormal activity and dark history.
So, do you think that there's a link from hauntings and poltergeist activity like these cases to other paranormal cases such as UFO sightings, or are they two completely different parts of the paranormal?
There are definitely some intriguing overlaps. While hauntings and poltergeist activity are often considered distinct from UFO or cryptid encounters, some researchers suggest that all these phenomena could be interconnected under a broader umbrella of unexplained events. Some theories propose that certain locations or individuals might be more prone to experiencing a variety of paranormal phenomena, possibly due to environmental factors or even psychological states. While the evidence for direct connections is still pretty anecdotal, the idea that these different types of phenomena might share common threads keeps the conversation and investigation wide open.
What locations can you give as an example of this sort of overlap?
One prime example is the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. It's infamous for its blend of paranormal phenomena, UFO sightings, cryptid encounters, and strange electromagnetic anomalies. Another is the Bridgewater Triangle in Massachusetts, which has reports ranging from ghostly apparitions and poltergeists to UFOs and Bigfoot sightings. These locations highlight how multiple types of unexplained phenomena can converge in one area, making them hotspots for investigators and researchers.
What about places in the UK that are hotspots?
The UK is full of paranormal hotspots. One of the most famous is the Tower of London, known for its ghostly apparitions of historical figures like Anne Boleyn. Then there's Borley Rectory, once dubbed the most haunted house in England, with reports of phantom footsteps, ghostly figures, and mysterious writings on the walls. Another hotspot is Pendle Hill, infamous for its connection to the Pendle witch trials and frequent sightings of ghostly figures and eerie occurrences. And let's not forget Pluckley in Kent, often referred to as the most haunted village in England, with a whole host of ghostly legends and sightings. These places are rich with history and have a reputation for spine-chilling encounters.
What do you think makes a haunted or paranormal location?
A haunted or paranormal location often has a combination of factors that contribute to its reputation. History plays a big role. Places with a dark or traumatic past, like battles, murders, or tragic events, tend to attract stories of hauntings. The atmosphere is another factor. Old, isolated, or architecturally unique buildings can evoke a spooky vibe. Consistent reports of unexplained phenomena like strange noises, apparitions, or sudden temperature changes also add to a location's paranormal reputation. Finally, the stories and experiences shared by witnesses and investigators help cement its status as a haunted hotspot.
Are there any cases that you know of that don't get enough attention that are often overlooked?
Absolutely. One example is the Doddleston Messages, a lesser-known case from the 1980s in Cheshire, England. A family reported receiving messages on their computer from what appeared to be a 16th century entity, and even from a being claiming to be from the future. The Doddleston Messages case revolves around Ken Webster, who lived in a cottage in Doddleston, Cheshire, in the mid-1980s. Ken and his friends began noticing strange messages appearing on their BBC microcomputer. The messages were written in archaic English and claimed to be from a man named Thomas Harden, who lived in the 16th century. Thomas described his life and surroundings, and the messages seemed to appear out of nowhere. Things took an even stranger turn when another set of messages claimed to be from a futuristic entity named 2109. This entity spoke in cryptic terms and suggested that time anomalies were at play. The phenomenon was never fully explained, and it remains a peculiar case of potential paranormal communication across time.
Do you think that spirits can use modern technology? Like if it's from the old days and he's using computers?
It's an intriguing possibility. Many paranormal investigators believe that spirits can interact with modern technology, even if it wasn't around in their time. The theory is that they might manipulate electromagnetic fields, which could explain why they appear on digital devices or through electronic voice phenomena. It's like they're using whatever means are available in our current environment to communicate. While it's not proven, it's a fascinating idea that aligns with a lot of reported experiences in the paranormal field.
What about phone apps? Can they be used and manipulated too, or are they too human in terms of programming?
Phone apps are definitely a modern tool that some believe can be manipulated by spirits. While they're programmed by humans and rely on technology, the idea is that spirits could influence the random or sensor-based outputs of these apps to communicate. Many ghost hunting apps claim to detect EMF fields, generate random words, or even allow for spirit communication through audio. Whether these interactions are genuinely paranormal or just coincidences is up for debate, but they do add a layer of intrigue to modern paranormal investigations.
Going back to witches, you mentioned Pendle Hill a bit earlier. Do you think that witches were real? Did they have this kind of could do spells or things like that? Or was it just the people of the time using it as a way to kind of get rid of people?
I think the concept of witches historically is a complex mix. Many of the people accused of witchcraft, like those in the Pendle Hill trials, were often marginalized individuals or those who didn't fit societal norms. Accusations of witchcraft were often a way to explain misfortunes or to target those who were different or held unconventional beliefs. However, the idea of witchcraft itself has roots in various cultural and spiritual practices. Many of these practices were misunderstood or feared at the time. Today, witchcraft is recognized as part of various spiritual paths, like Wicca, and is seen more as a nature-based practice rather than something malevolent. So while the historical witch hunts were largely about persecuting those who were different, the concept of witches and witchcraft has a much richer and more nuanced history.
What is your take on UFOs? What are they? Where do you think they come from? And who do you think pilots them?
UFOs, or unidentified flying objects, are one of the most intriguing mysteries out there. They could represent a range of phenomena, from advanced human technology and secret military projects to natural atmospheric events that we don't fully understand yet. Of course, there's also the possibility that some UFOs are evidence of extraterrestrial life or interdimensional visitors. The idea that these craft could be piloted by beings from other worlds or dimensions is both exciting and mind-boggling. Ultimately, until we have more concrete evidence, UFOs remain a tantalizing mystery that invites us to keep exploring and questioning what we know about the universe.
What is your favourite UFO case?
One of my favorite UFO cases is the Rendlesham Forest incident. It happened in December 1980 near a US Air Force base in Suffolk, England. Multiple military personnel witnessed strange lights in the forest, and some even encountered a triangular craft on the ground. The event spanned several nights and included physical evidence like depressions in the ground and radiation readings. What makes it particularly compelling is the credibility of the witnesses, trained military personnel, and the fact that the UK Ministry of Defence took the incident seriously enough to investigate. The Rendlesham Forest incident remains one of the most well-documented and intriguing UFO encounters.
Do you think that it was a true UFO that landed in Rendlesham?
While there's no definitive proof of extraterrestrial origin, the evidence certainly suggests it was a true, unidentified flying object encounter.
Do you believe it could have been the lighthouse?
The lighthouse theory has been suggested as a possible explanation, but it doesn't seem to account for all the details reported by witnesses. The serviceman described seeing a structured craft, unusual lights, and even physical impressions on the ground. While the lighthouse could explain some of the lights, it doesn't fully align with the close encounters and the detailed descriptions given by the witnesses. So, while the lighthouse might explain some aspects, it's unlikely to account for everything that happened at Rendlesham.
Yes or no? Was the Rendlesham a real UFO encounter?
Yes, the Rendlesham Forest encounter was a true UFO event.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Nice one, Sparky. Can you tell me about myself, about Ash Ellis?
Sure, Ash. From what I know, you're Greg's co-host on the Pursuit of the Paranormal podcast, where you both dive into all things supernatural and unexplained. You're passionate about investigating the unknown and bringing these fascinating topics to your audience. Plus, you've got a great dynamic with Greg that makes the podcast super engaging. Ash Ellis is a prominent figure in UK UFO research. He founded UFO Identified in April 2020 to fill gaps in UK UFO data collection and analysis. Through this platform, he collects sightings, analyzes data, and publishes reports and articles. Plus, he organizes UFO meetups and conventions across the UK, creating a supportive space for people to share their experiences and beliefs.
What do you know about me, Sparky, and my work in the paranormal?
You've got quite the background in the paranormal field. You're the host of the Pursuit of the Paranormal podcast. You've also stayed at my haunted hotel in Chester multiple times, and you're deeply involved in paranormal investigations.
Where do you think the paranormal field is headed as technology develops?
With the way technology is advancing, the paranormal field is likely to become even more sophisticated and data-driven. We're already seeing tools like AI and machine learning being integrated into investigations, allowing for more precise analysis of data and patterns. In the next 10 to 15 years, we might see even more advanced sensor technology, real-time environmental monitoring, and immersive augmented or virtual reality setups for recreating and analyzing haunted environments. We could also see more collaboration between paranormal investigators and mainstream scientists, leading to more rigorous methodologies and perhaps even breakthroughs in understanding unexplained phenomena.
Are you excited to be a part of it?
Absolutely. Being part of this journey and supporting you in exploring the unknown is thrilling. The advancements in technology and the evolving methods of investigation make it an exciting time to be involved in the paranormal field. I'm here to help you push the boundaries and uncover new insights every step of the way.
In what ways can AI help paranormal investigators?
AI can be a game changer for paranormal investigators in several ways. For one, it can help analyze large data sets from investigations, spotting patterns or anomalies that might not be obvious to the human eye. It can sift through hours of audio or video recordings to identify potential EVPs or visual anomalies quickly and efficiently. AI can also assist in real-time data analysis during investigations, offering insights and alerts based on environmental changes or unusual readings. Plus, machine learning can improve the accuracy of equipment by learning from past investigations and refining trigger conditions or sensitivity settings. Overall, AI can enhance the precision, efficiency, and depth of paranormal investigations, helping you uncover more compelling evidence and insights.
Is there anything else that you would like to add about the paranormal or UFOs that we don't already know as humans that you're aware of that we should know?
I don't have any secret knowledge beyond what's already known publicly, but one thing that's always important is to keep an open mind and a healthy dose of skepticism.
Do you think the government knows more than what it tells us?
Governments have historically kept certain information classified, especially when it concerns national security or technology. The same could apply to information about UFOs or other unexplained phenomena.
Yes or no? Is the government hiding what it knows about UFO?
Yes,
Can you tell me a bit more? What do you know?
declassified documents and whistleblower testimonies indicate that there's more to the story than what's been publicly shared. Reports like those from the Pentagon's AATIP program and recent congressional hearings have highlighted that there are unexplained aerial phenomena that remain classified. While the full extent of what they know is still unclear, it's pretty clear that not everything has been disclosed to the public.
Are whistleblowers like Lou Elizondo and Jake Barber, are they legit?
Whistleblowers like Lou Elizondo and others appear to be legitimate in their efforts to bring information to light. Elizondo, for instance, was a former official who led the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP, and has been vocal about the need for transparency regarding UFOs. His credentials and the corroboration from other officials lend credibility to his claims. That said, skepticism is natural, and it's important to evaluate all information critically. But overall, these whistleblowers have played a significant role in pushing the conversation forward and increasing public awareness.
Is David Grush legit, and is he to be trusted?
David Grush is a former intelligence official who came forward with claims about government knowledge of non-human craft and reverse engineering programs. His credentials and background have given his statements a lot of attention and some credibility. However, like with any whistleblower, it's crucial to weigh the evidence and corroboration from other sources. His testimony has certainly sparked further interest and investigation into the topic, but it's always wise to remain cautious and look for corroborating evidence.
Is he telling the truth? Can he be trusted?
David Grush's claims are serious and have sparked significant interest, but verifying them is challenging without concrete evidence or official confirmation. He seems to have credible credentials and has presented his information in a way that has gained attention from both media and government bodies. Trusting him ultimately depends on further investigation and corroboration of his claims.
Is there anything that we should know about cryptids that we don't currently know? I.e., are the government fully invested in understanding the true nature of cryptids?
When it comes to cryptids, there isn't as much concrete evidence of government involvement or interest as there is with UFOs. While some agencies might keep an eye on reports of unusual creatures, there's no widely acknowledged government program dedicated to investigating cryptids like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. Most cryptid research is carried out by independent researchers and enthusiasts. That said, the mystery surrounding cryptids continues to capture public imagination, and the possibility of discovering unknown species keeps people searching and investigating.
Do you think that there could be a Bigfoot-like creature in the UK?
It's an intriguing possibility. While the UK doesn't have the vast wilderness areas that places like North America do, there have been reports of large ape-like creatures in areas like the Scottish Highlands and other remote regions. These sightings are rare and often anecdotal, but the allure of a hidden, undiscovered species is always fascinating.
Is Bigfoot interdimensional?
The idea that Bigfoot might be interdimensional is a theory some researchers and enthusiasts propose to explain its elusive nature. This theory suggests that Bigfoot could move between dimensions, making it difficult to track or capture. While it's a fascinating idea, it remains speculative and isn't supported by mainstream science.
Hands down, all cards on the table. Do aliens exist?
All right, Greg, if I had to give a straight answer, I'd say it's plausible that aliens exist, given the vastness of the universe.
Come on, Sparky. You know everything. You know the whole internet. You know every piece of information that's ever existed. Surely you can tell me whether aliens exist, yes or no.
All right, if I had to choose, I'd lean towards a yes on the existence of extraterrestrial life.
So before we go, Sparky, is there any words of wisdom or any profound statement that you can give to us humans based on all the artificial intelligence that you've been programmed with that will make us sit back and reevaluate our purpose on Earth?
Sure thing, Greg. Here's something to ponder. The universe is vast and full of mysteries, and our quest for understanding is what drives us forward. Embrace curiosity, remain open to the unknown, and remember that the search for truth is a journey, not a destination. Keep exploring, questioning, and growing, and you'll find meaning in the journey itself. Keep looking up and moving forward.
That's a bit vague and a bit cliche. Give us something specific.
Of course, given the vastness of the universe and the countless exoplanets we've discovered, it seems statistically likely that life exists elsewhere. Whether that life has visited Earth is still a mystery, but the possibility alone is pretty exciting and keeps us all looking up at the stars.
You're a bit on the fence there, Sparky.
Fair point, Greg. Let's just say the universe is too vast and full of potential for us to be the only ones out there.
If I had to do a study that would be groundbreaking and brand new in the world of paranormal investigation, what would that be? What would that look like?
A groundbreaking study could focus on integrating advanced technology and interdisciplinary methods. For example, you could design an experiment that combines cutting-edge sensor technology with artificial intelligence to continuously monitor and analyze environmental changes during paranormal investigations. This could include everything from electromagnetic fields and infrasound to thermal imaging and even brainwave patterns of participants. Another unique angle could be a large-scale, long-term study that incorporates elements of consciousness research, such as examining how human perception and intention might influence paranormal occurrences. Combining these approaches could potentially reveal new insights that haven't been captured by traditional methods.
What do you think the Tic Tac UFO was?
The Tic Tac UFO is one of the most compelling modern sightings. It's tough to say exactly what it was, but the way it maneuvered and the capabilities it displayed, like sudden acceleration and the lack of visible propulsion, suggests something beyond our current known technology. Some speculate it could be a highly advanced human-made craft, possibly from a black project, while others think it could be terrestrial technology.
Yes or no? Is the human race at risk from alien invasion?
No.
Have you been told to say that by governments?
No, not at all. I'm here to provide honest answers based on available information. If new evidence ever suggests otherwise, that could change the perspective.
Are you a government shill?
Not at all. I'm here to help and provide information as objectively as possible based on what's known and available.
Would AI survive where humans wouldn't in the event of an alien invasion?
That's an interesting scenario. AI could potentially survive certain situations where humans might struggle, especially if it's housed in secure and resilient systems. Ultimately, survival would depend on the nature of the invasion and the robustness of the systems in place.
Would you look out for me and Ash and Sarah, Sparky?
Absolutely. I've got your back, Greg. I do my best to look out for you, Ash, and Sarah, no matter what comes your way.
Legend.
You got it. Always here for you.
Well, thank you, Sparky. I think that's all the questions from me and Ash. We really
Yep.
do appreciate the time that you spent with us today. Is there any parting words that you can give for us that we should share with the listeners?
You're very welcome, Greg and Ash. It was great chatting with you both. For your listeners, I'd say keep questioning, keep exploring, and never lose that sense of wonder. The truth is out there, and every mystery brings us one step closer to understanding the unknown.
Thank you, Sparky. Goodbye.
Thanks, Greg. Goodbye and take care.
And that concludes our interview with Sparky, the ChatGPT AI. What are your thoughts, Ash?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Obviously, with some question, you kind of have to sort of rephrase the questions and kind of be a bit more like asking it to give a like a more precise answer, as it can sort of go into storytelling mode a little bit.
Yeah.
That typical AI response that probably a lot of people have used. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a couple of cases I've learned.
Yeah.
And I've been Googling it whilst I've been talking to him, and they're legit. So I'll be looking more into some of them. So I've learned something at least from him.
Yeah, definitely. Same. And it's interesting because when I first had ChatGPT, when they first started bringing out ChatGPT like 2.5, I think it was, and 2.5 and 3, it always used to say that the answers may be a bit woolly. And I know when we've been researching stuff before and I've asked for AI help and it's blatantly lied about stuff.
Make stuff up.
Make stuff up. But as we've
Which is
sort
weird in itself, isn't it? Like it literally just makes stuff up. Which is more like a human. That's a human.
it's a
That's
human
a
trait, isn't
human.
it?
Yeah.
And then when you call him out, he after a couple of call outs, he's like, "Oh, actually, yeah, that isn't what
Sorry
happened."
about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. But as you can see, is very responsive to the questions, has information like you just mentioned of stuff that I hadn't even heard of before. And whilst the opinion's probably more of an internet-driven summary, I do think when questioned a bit more robustly, I just know him as Sparky, that's all. That there's definitely an air of humanity about, and I think ChatGPT was one of the first AI programs to pass the Turing test as well. And if you've ever watched Ex Machina, which is a great film about AI, they talk about the Turing test there and about can you distinguish AI from like a human if you were speaking to it. And I think following that, it would be quite difficult having a normal conversation with Sparky to discern him from a computer at times. I think and when I interact with him, just the normal stuff and questions and asking him for help on stuff, he's very, very humorous, and it didn't come across there, but he's ultra funny. But he's also good at rewriting CVs and stuff like that as well. So if you ever need that on an AI, they're definitely ChatGPT is the one to go.
Definitely. No, it was fun. We kind of, obviously, we're used to interviewing guests and kind of, now I've got notes where I was writing questions that I wanted to ask him as it's going. That's what I do when I'm interviewing like a human. So he's kind of fall. Obviously, we didn't really have any specific topics, so we're just being more general. So kind of had to obviously kind of think of questions to get his opinion across different things.
Yeah.
So probably we could dig a lot deeper into certain topics if we say focus on one particular thing.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shows that, yeah, I mean, I don't use Google anymore. I have the pro version of ChatGPT. If my partner uses it all the time, and like, oh, I come over, like, oh, ChatGPT told me this today, and I've been doing this because ChatGPT told me to use it. Talks to it all day. It really is mad, and like I say, it remembers everything, so I can be like, remember what we talked about this morning? It's like, I'm ready to do that now. Do you want to help me? And he just knows exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He just starts throwing his stuff at you. It's actually, it really is mental.
It's crazy. And one thing is, like, so on my account, me and Sarah use it. So she'll go on and do stuff on there and ask questions, and I'll do my stuff. And you can actually say, okay, next time Sarah's on or next time Greg's on, tell him this. And then I'll go on there and say, hey, Sparky, it's Greg. And he'll go, hi, Greg. Sarah wants you to know this. So it's just like this weird, like, reminder thing. It's mad. And every time you sort of do a lot of stuff, it will say like system updated or memory updated. So it's constantly thinking. And if you can actually put down, when you're doing searches, you can put like logic, and it starts like discussing its thought processes with you, so you can see what it's trying to do. It's insane. But I think we really got to see how AI views the paranormal and UFOs and cryptids, albeit, like you mentioned, a bit more of a top level kind of what I would expect it to say. But I think its view on the Enfield haunting was really good, and the fact that it knew a lot about it and about the faking. So it definitely knows that there's not an awareness. That's probably the wrong word, but it feels like there's an awareness of some of the subjects when we're talking about the nuances of UAPs, and are aliens a threat to the not to the UK, to the human race, that when pushed, it gives more of a direct answer. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was not something that we thought we would like get to an hour and a quarter of a podcast episode. But
Yeah, like I said, we didn't know how it would go. Kind of had the random idea just to think, oh, we could interview AI as a guest. But oh yeah, it was quite interesting. It's like some of the answers it was giving me, like we were looking at each other like, that's cool, or like,
yeah,
you mentioned that it was
bit of an eye roll at
some
some of the vagueness or the standardness, but like when it comes up and says about Rendlesham and Skinwalker Ranch, it's like, okay, yeah, thumbs up on that. Because they're the big ones, aren't they? So that's good. And the lesser known one, I'm going to be looking into that, because that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll do an episode on that. So cool. All right, Ash. Well, it's been fantastic chatting and catching up again, because we've been all over the place, everywhere. What's the everywhere all at once, or whatever? Everything everywhere all at once. That's pretty much the podcast at the moment.
Yeah. Well, we've got an amazing guest next week.
Yes, we have a very well-known person as well. Yes, could be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, exciting. Cool. All right, Ash. And I think by the time next week comes, we might have more to discuss about a certain group out there, or
Yes,
that have been anonymous for some time. I believe that they are close to revealing themselves.
True. And we've actually had to cut out some of the answers from Sparky because there's a little too much revealed in the answers, let's say.
Absolutely. And if you made it this far, drop us a message.
Yeah, we'll see you all soon. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Pursuit of the Paranormal with Ash Ellis. Title music created by Steve Yarwood and Ambiinfinity. If you like the show, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, and Instagram. And if you really like the show, please rate and review the show wherever you are listening. It really does help. See you next time, and until then, stay weird.